We're back with another Premier League recap video. Match day 35 was surely a blast, and we already had some fixtures give us some exciting, and some very interesting scorelines with big implications. But anyways, let's get straight into it and take a look at some of the fixtures that happened over the weekend. Victor, poetically, you're the one to answer this question because you've been coming at Arsenal for their style of play lately. But it seems like Arteta listened, to you, and now Arsenal produced one of their most dominant results in a while with a 3-0 victory over Fulham. Now, with the possibility that the title race could go down to goal difference, are the Gunners changing habits in terms of their pragmatic approach at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, who knew? You have good players, you can let them play football, and you get great results. That is some breakthrough in thinking in terms of football philosophy, right? Yeah, no, of course, I've been going at him, and I will keep going at him because this has been much tighter than it should have been. But yeah, it was good to see because we know they can do it. 3 goals, 9 shots on target. Really good ball possession, progressive play, and they played well in defense. Fulham only had 1 shot on target. Kudos. Arteta, keep it up or get going.
Yeah, right. And then moving over to Brentford, Max. Brentford returned to winning ways in the Premier League with a 3-0 win over West Ham. 2 questions here. How important are those 3 points for their European push? And how bad is it for West Ham in their bid to escape relegation?
I mean, for West Ham, it's obviously bad because Tottenham somehow won against Aston Villa on the road. But for the European spots, yeah, I mean, it's good result because Brighton, for example, lost. But then you look at the schedule for them, and Brighton have Wolves at home, then Leeds, and then Man United last match day at home when United don't really need anything already because they made the UCL. While Brentford have City away, it's a 100% City gonna destroy them because they need it so much. Then Palace, yeah, they might win, and then Liverpool on last match day. It might also go tricky if Liverpool is not sealing the UCL until the last match day. And Bournemouth, for example, also a bit easier for them. It's Fulham and Nottingham Forest, despite City games. So I'd say it's good that they returned to win ways, but it feels like it's too late for them, and these 5 or 6 games without a win gonna end painful for them.
Back to you again, Victor. Leeds continued their unbeaten run in the Premier League with a 3-1 win over Burnley. They are more or less guaranteed safety at this point. How much credit does Daniel Farke deserve?
I would say plenty, but let's not forget management. The fact that they actually stuck with him when there were a few dicey moments and there were calls for sacking him, and there were instances where it looked like they might give in to it actually. But look, it's been a good season for Leeds, especially considering how it's been for newly promoted sides in recent seasons. So I think Farke has done a brilliant job. He does have them playing some interesting and attractive football as well. I quite like what I'm seeing at times from them. So yeah, absolutely. 43 points on the board now, more than safe, I would say. Just keep building.
Yeah, fair enough. And then moving over to one of the surprising results of the weekend, Max. How shocking was it to see a struggling Newcastle side beat one of the most informed sides in Brighton by a 3-1 scoreline?
I mean, it wouldn't be a shock if you asked me a couple of months ago, but yeah, currently, obviously, Newcastle was in terrible form while Brighton was climbing up. But I mean, this result doesn't bring something good for either side, only for the Howe himself, because there were some rumors that he might leave the club, and now he's trying to prove that he's still capable of doing good things. But I mean, it's not like a shock because Newcastle was always great at home, but at this particular time, yeah, it kind of was unexpected at least.
Yeah, fair enough. And on the final note, Victor, would you say it was a fair result for Wolves and Sunderland to play out to a 1-1 stalemate?
I would say not really, but not because of Sunderland, but because of how much Wolves dominated, which, yeah, how often do we get to see that, say that this season? No, it was a really weird game, and it was made weird because of Dan Ballard. We've seen the hair pull so many times this season; it's just not funny anymore, and it just opened the door for a result that should have never ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty surprising, that one. But yeah, such is the nature of the Premier League. And there we have it, some of the best talking points from Match Day 35. There will still be more talking points to discuss, and we'll be doing justice to all of that in another video. So stay tuned so you don't miss out.